increased emphasis on occupational health and safety, and the industrial relations issues of layoffs, forced vacations, vaccination requirements, remote working, and rotations are just some of the additional issues in an uncharted territory that the Ministry of Labour has had to deal with in the last year. But this is just part of the portfolio, and a lot more has been going on here.
Hi, I am Stephen McClatchy, Minister of Labour, welcoming you today to this discussion on the accomplishments of the Ministry of Labour for the year 2021. As you know, the Ministry of Labour has as its mandate the socio-economic development of Trinidad and Tobago through legislation that allows us to look at workers' rights, employees' rights, the role of the citizenry in terms of getting things done through labour legislation, which is meant in general to create industrial peace, to create social dialogue, and to create what we would say legislation that allows us to manage in an appropriate way. In that regard, in 2021, we have moved our legislative agenda ahead from 2020 by now bringing real laws that are being discussed at the level of Parliament. These laws that we are looking at include the Industrial Relations Act, the Retrenchment and Severance Benefit Act, the Cipriani College of Labour Act, the Trade Unions Act, and we are currently just passed through the Senate the repeal of the Foreign Workers Act. All these pieces of legislation would likely happen in 2022. And as a result, we can look forward to the work done in 2021 as we navigate that particular stream. People always ask what opportunities are available through the Ministry of Labour with regards to employment. Within the ministry, we have three areas that we actually bring people into the world of work. The first is the on-the-job training, and in 2021, we recruited 1,543 trainees that we placed, bringing the total cohort to 3,749. We also use the National Employment Service, which is a registration service where people are registered and are placed in private and public organizations. To date, we have registered 1,241 persons, and we have found placement for 423 of those registered with us. The other area we have is in the farm program, the Canadian Farm Program, where we currently have 499 of our nationals working on farms in Canada, and who on their return is likely to bring the technology and learnings to help our own process in our agricultural development. One of the important divisions within the Ministry of Labour is the Conciliation, Advisory and Advocacy Division. They are charged with maintaining industrial peace by bringing workers representatives, and the public together to reconcile differences and to make a difference. To date, they have received 9,536 inquiries. They have managed 1,266 trade disputes. They have held 1,055 conciliation meetings, and they have had 54 vettings of terms and conditions that have been agreed between employers and employees. They have continued to manage well using social media and online platforms in order to maintain that connection between themselves and those they serve. 2021 has been established as the year for the prevention and elimination of child labor. The Ministry of Labour and I myself hold this very dear to my heart with regards to these children that are being exploited. We do not have in Trinidad and Tobago a high prevalence, but that does not mean that it does not exist. And we should be doing everything in our power to eliminate, report, and ensure that our children are well protected. In this regard, the Communications Unit has a year-long program to sensitize the citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago in terms of how to identify and report instances of child labor. To date, they have done a pledgeathon, they have done a video, they have done a number of online programs geared towards that sensitization. You will see in the next year many more such activities taking place, and we ask you, and I make a personal pledge to you, to help us identify and eliminate child labor wherever it exists. There are many other units within the Ministry of Labor that are doing really good work, and I want to applaud them for the work that they would have done in a time that has really stretched us. I tip my hat to you for doing that work. I want to also thank you, the general public, for supporting us. I also wish you a very happy Christmas, a very prosperous New Year. Go with God and stay safe.